thought I'd do a vlog especially on Tangaras, as they are my favourite trains on the Sydney network. Start off with those who don't know where the emergency door buttons are, this one here, I'm not going to touch it though, but I'll just show you. And inside the gangway right here and there and there, there's a few things I'll mention in this vlog. Tangara's first entered service back in January 1988. First ones were built in 87, pretty sure. Got T35 here, it's a set I just got off at from Town Hall. They did go through a few refurbishment recently. Originally the Tangaras had state rail livery on them, where they had the city decker interior. They used to have the early, like, original blue fabric seats, cotton seats, and then they replaced them with the blue vinyl. The exterior back in the early days had the state rail candy livery with the state rail L7, which was red and orange, unlike the city rail ones, which were blue and yellow. And then they went to the city rail livery, which was the only thing that changed was the L7 went from red and orange to blue and yellow, and same with the stripes along the bottom of the train, went from red and orange to blue and yellow. City rail livery, and then back in around 2010 and then later on back in the 2000s they got the yellow livery, as you can see, like the yellow front ends and that, yellow doors. And then 2010, early 2010s, 2010s, whatever you want to call this decade, they got refurbished, new interior layout, like the new vestibules, new seat coverings, new flooring, floor lino, that sort of thing. The other thing doing this vlog on is the Melbourne double-decker called the 4D. It is basically a Tangara with a few differences, such as new technology, electrical, track gauges, that sort of thing, to suit the Melbourne railways and stuff. I think they only made one train based on the Tangaras that on their system, which went in and out of service because of issues apparently. The 4D train entered service back in '92, or early 90s. Unlike the Tangaras, however, they don't have the frontal exit, as you can see there. And it also had, instead of the, it had the same desto, of course, but it had different signal lights, such as the high beams. It only had like one sort of high beam light. It still had the same red and clear lights on the ends there at the top under the desto, but it only had like the one light in the middle. The other thing that was different at the front was the under here they have the dual headlight things instead of one at the top, as you can see here. The other difference is they didn't have Tangara written on the side of them, of course. Instead they were silver like the rest of the train. But inside, the other difference inside is that they had 4-row seats on both sides. Sorry, 2-row seats on both sides. They didn't have the 2-row one side, 3-row the other side like you do on the Sydney Tangaras. They were just simply 2-row seats on both sides on the upper and lower decks. They had yellow 4 set of poles instead of silver, that sort of thing, so that's interesting. I think they still had chopper control and all that as the Tangaras do. There's not a massive difference except for what I mentioned. I mean, when you look up on the internet what the 4Ds look like, they basically look like a modified Tangara. Like I said earlier, the 4Ds went in and out of service because of issues. They got a few things I think improved on them, but apparently it didn't meet the condition on the Melbourne's railways because they were too big or whatever compared to the single deck Comeng trains that run in Melbourne. And the 4D prototype double deckers was not successful, so they decided to stick with single deck trains, not double deck. In 2006 was taken back down to Sydney, used for spare parts for our Tangara trains, and then eventually the 4D model was scrapped. So yeah, I was just showing you, like, doing a bit of a vlog history on Tangaras and the 4D Melbourne double-decker prototype. So yeah, anyway, I'm going to wrap this vlog up. I hope you enjoyed everything I told you. I thought I would do a vlog, another Tangara vlog, because Tangaras are my favourite trains on the network, followed by V-sets and that. V-sets would probably be my second favourite trains after the Tangaras. As you notice, Tangaras are progressively getting new doors, M-set Millennium style doors. I'm sure most of you are familiar with that. They're about to undergo another upgrade, and it's like the most major one yet on the Tangara fleet. which I've done blogs on. Yep.
Have you spoken to the station master?
I've spoke to him before.
Him?
Yeah.
Who?
One of the dudes. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up the vlog, so I hope you enjoyed that. Cheers.